Testing. All right. Okay, we got this together, guys. Let me bring myself back on here. All right. I think we're going out okay to everybody. I'll have to check this on there, but this is the BFTAA and More show. I am your host, Louis George Walker, and I'm coming to you live and in living color. I'll tell you some of the settings that get changed when you do updates and upgrades can really throw you for a loop, but we got it figured out a little quicker than I did last week when I was down in the studio. I'm actually broadcasting from our remote location right now, and I'm going to be checking just a second to see that I am transmitting. I don't want to be going out and nothing's happening and nobody gets anything, because that would defeat the purpose of what we're here to do. So we're going live and testing. All right. I just monitored myself, and I know that I'm going out. Okay. Yeah, this is Louis George Walker, and this is the BFTAA and More show. It is a product of the Black Family Technology Awareness Association and the W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center that came together to form this radio station we call Knowledge, Understanding, and Wisdom. It's short KUAW. That's right, KUAW Radio, Kansas City's global community radio stations, bringing you a lot of talk and a lot of good information and some music and fun also. And this is our broadcast of the BFTAA and More show to bring you a little bit of things that are going on in the community and things that are happening with technology. We always like to get the STEM in there because STEM is very important. Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. That research and development that goes on by the engineers, the scientists, the technicians, and those people that work in those fields help to bring new things to the world, help to solve problems and to find answers to perplexing things that are going on in the world. So we need scientists, we need technologists, we need engineers, and we need them to be coming from all communities, all colors, all sexes, all genders should be involved in this STEM field. So we try to educate or try to make people aware of the jobs, of the opportunities that are there. We go out in the communities, we're at different PTA events or PTO as they call them now, things that, and at community events, we were at the 816 Day celebration, talking to people, trying to get people involved in what we do, and that is to bring technology, especially to our young people. This is our kind of back to school show. As we're starting to get ready for school starting up, we're also getting ready for the relaunch of our robotics programs and to expand programs that we're offering in technology at the W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center. The Black Family Technology Awareness Association is the technology program provider for the W.E.B. Du Bois Learning System. So we're always looking for new things and ways to excite our young people and get them involved in STEM. So that's what we're about. We got some stuff that we'll go through today. And one of the things that we do every week is we talk to you about what's happening at NASA. NASA is the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, a part of the United States government that does a lot of research and development in space exploration and air traffic and air travel. All of that is what they're about, and we think that there's a lot of job fields. There's also fields in oceanography and other things, but NASA is one of the ones that we look at right now. We're going to be expanding into others, but right now it's NASA. So we want to show you a little bit of what we do every week, and that one of them is to show you what's going on this week at NASA. So let me see if I can bring this up. I think I've got it here. Let's see. Yeah, we've got that. So let me bring you what's happening now this week at NASA.
The move to the launch pad ahead of our Artemis 1 flight test, discussing priorities for national space activities. And cargo and science head home from the space station. A few of the stories to tell you about this week at NASA.
Here.
On the night of August 16th, teams at our Kennedy Space Center began the approximately 4-mile move of the Space Launch System or SLS rocket and Orion spacecraft from the Vehicle Assembly Building to Launch Pad 39B in preparation for the launch of our uncrewed Artemis I flight test. The rocket and spacecraft arrived at the pad the next morning. Artemis I is the first in a series of increasingly complex missions to help us establish a long-term presence on the Moon. The mission also will serve as a stepping stone to sending astronauts to Mars. Artemis I is currently targeted for launch no earlier than August 29th. Vice President Kamala Harris recently met with the National Space Council at the Chabot Space and Science Center in Oakland, California, the official visitor center for our Ames Research Center. Aerospace companies at the event had the opportunity to display and share their work with the Vice President. The Vice President, who serves as the chair of the National Space Council, also made a speech in which she discussed upcoming priorities for national activities in space, including strengthening public-private partnerships and the benefits of space exploration for all. On August 19th, a SpaceX Dragon cargo resupply spacecraft left the International Space Station and headed back to Earth with more than 4,000 pounds of supplies and scientific experiments for NASA and others. This was SpaceX's 25th commercial resupply services mission for NASA. Another asteroid has been added to the to-visit list for our Lucy spacecraft. Lucy's science team recently discovered that the smallest of the mission's Trojan asteroid targets, Ptolemy, has a moon. With this discovery, Lucy is now on track to visit a total of 9 asteroids, 1 main belt asteroid, and 8 so-called Trojan asteroids, a previously unexplored population of asteroids that lead and follow Jupiter in its orbit around the Sun. Our Wallops Flight Facility in Virginia recently helped teams of U.S. college students launch their technology experiments into space. The experiments were launched on a Terrier-improved Malamute sounding rocket to an altitude of about 91 miles before descending back to Earth by parachute. The investigations were flown through the RockSat X program, which gives students the experience of building experiments for spaceflight. A quick note about an upcoming change for NASA television. NASA TV programming on Galaxy 13 domestic satellite is moving from transponder 11 to transponder 15. Currently, both transponders are active, but distribution of NASA TV programming on transponder 11 will end on Monday, August 29th. For complete details, please visit go.nasa.gov/transponder. That's what's up this week at NASA. For more on these and other stories, follow us on the web at nasa.gov/twan. That's what's up this week at NASA. For more on these and other stories, follow us on the web at nasa.gov/twan.
All right. So that's what's going on at NASA. We're so glad that you're able to join us and hope you enjoyed that. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about the fact that we're going to be going to the moon. So this year, we're going to circle the moon. I don't think they're planning on landing, but we have another spacecraft capable of carrying human beings, Artemis, to the moon. So we're going to take a practice shot. They're going to have some dummies on board, launch a rocket. It will leave Earth and orbit the moon, and then it's going to come back. So it's kind of a test to make sure that everything's working right. And that's exciting. It hasn't happened since Apollo, which was a long time ago. No other country has put human beings on the moon. And the United States is looking now to not only go to the moon, but to set up a colony on the moon. So they'll have long-term, long-duration stays on the moon, just like they're up in the space station now for a long time. The NASA and the United States are looking at going to the moon and being there for a long time, not just getting some rocks and coming back as they did in the 60s and the 70s. So it's been over 50 years since man has been to the moon, the United States, and now we're getting ready to make our return. So stay tuned. We'll be keeping up with this on This Week at NASA, and when they get ready to do the launch, we'll probably do a longer show, a more specialized show that we can show the launch of Artemis. I know a lot of people now take it for granted when things take off, and we're going to the space station all the time, and they have the people go up in space, civilians, or you could buy a seat to go up in space on different flights. So it seems like it's an everyday thing, but this is big. This is really big when you talk about going back to the moon, because as they set up there now, and as they really want to use it as a building site, as a construction site to look at going toward Mars. So we're getting ready to go into a different phase of space exploration, and it's getting ready to start now. So you're always living in history, or a part of what's going to be history, but this is going to be an even bigger part. So be sure and stay tuned, keep up, and keep watching BFTAA and More as we follow what's happening week by week, day by day at NASA. Now, there's also another one they put up that's mainly concerned about the space station and some of the other things going on in NASA, and it's called What's Up at NASA. So we're going to see right now what's up this week at NASA.
What's up for March? Meet the morning planets. The nearest.
Sorry about that. Let's get the next one in here. This is it. All right, we're having a little trouble with the sound on this video. I don't know, or from the website. All right, we're having a little trouble with the sound on so you have to read. Yeah, read the captions, and I'll work on seeing about bringing us some sound to it. So you have to read.
Welcome to Space to Ground, your weekly look at what's happening aboard the International Space Station. I'm Kayla LaFrance. The work continues outside of the space station this week with the spacewalk. On Wednesday, Roscosmos cosmonauts Oleg Artemyev and Denis Matveev continued the outfitting of the European robotic arm to prepare for future payload operations on the orbiting lab's Russian. Denis performed some cleanup actions surrounding the ERA before returning to the airlock with his crewmate. This spacewalk was the 252nd spacewalk in support of the space station. It was the 7th career spacewalk for Artemyev and the 3rd for Matveev. The crew said goodbye to the SpaceX Dragon resupply ship as it autonomously undocked from the station's Harmony module's forward port and began its journey home. Dragon took with it more than 4,000 pounds of station gear and completed science experiments. Scientists and investigators are excited to get their hands on the returned experiments, including the BioSentinel ISS control experiment, which brought back optical measurements that examined radiation damage accumulated by Saccharomyces cerevisiae cells, or budding yeast, during their time in space. BioSentinel also was chosen to fly aboard the Artemis 1 mission. Researchers plan to compare data from the identical payloads aboard the space station, Artemis 1, and on Earth to interpret the effects of space radiation exposure. This is a vital piece of knowledge that needs to be understood as we continue to explore beyond Earth. And speaking of Artemis, the moon rocket began its first history-making steps with a rollout to the launch pad on Tuesday night. With our sights set on a return to the moon, the International Space Station and the research conducted on the orbiting laboratory is a critical stepping stone in this journey. The ISS is a proving ground, expanding our knowledge and understanding of what it takes to live and work off our planet. We're conducting experiments and testing technologies that contribute to Artemis in ways we could not do back on Earth. We invite you to follow along as we will soon be launching Artemis 1 to the moon and back. Launch is scheduled for Monday, August 29th from the Kennedy Space Center. And that's Space to Ground for this week. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
But I tell you, it's always good to find out the different bugs that come in as we go into our shows. But yeah, when you do an upgrade with the computer, you find out that sometimes some things don't quite go the way you think they would go. So we had started out down at the station and having to redo some things. And now we're having to redo some things on the home computer because we've done some upgrades from Microsoft, and it seems to go into our software and turn some switches off or change some things that you don't know is done until you get ready to do something, and there you go. We have a problem. So sorry about that. I hope you were reading the captions. We saw most of what went on the Space to Ground, but we didn't get to really check it out like we wanted to. So next week, we hope to have that a little bit better so that you can see it. But you can also always check it out on the NASA website. So if you go to www.nasa.gov, not only can you see these little webcasts that they do, but you can also find some experiments, some things that you can do with your children or that you can do yourself. There's a lot of research going on, and not just in space. They do planetary research right here on Earth about the soil, about measuring the water on the surface of the Earth and those type of things, which are really interesting. So if you want to learn some more of what goes on at NASA, go to nasa.gov. It's your government site. It's really educational and informational. So I would suggest that you check it out. Well, you can see sort of my inner sanctum here. This is where I come in and do a lot of the work that I have to do, and it kind of looks like there's stuff everywhere, but there is a little bit of organization to the madness that you see going on behind me. But this is my home office that I'm in right now. So I had to stay home. Worked on some of the equipment. I was trying to cut my grass yesterday and found out I had flat tires and couldn't air them up, and had to work on that this morning. So didn't get down to the studio as to some of the things I had to do around the house, but I still wanted to do the show, so I brought it in here. Now, as I said earlier, this is kind of where we're starting to get ready for the back to school. Now, we are located in the W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center at 4510 East Linwood Boulevard in Kansas City, Missouri. And as they bring students back, and they're supposed to have an opening on September the 12th, and we'll be bringing students in after that, the Black Family Technology Awareness Association is, as their technology provider, preparing for our robotics programs to get back going. So if you know a young person, if you have young people at your home, your grandkids, nephews, nieces, things like that, get in touch with us. We're enrolling kids right now. You can go to our website at www.bftaa.org, And you can see about enrolling into our robotics club or classes that we'll be having. It's really a club. We bring the kids in on Saturdays. They work on robots. They build robots, and then they go to a competition. We're taking kids from 9 years old to 18 years old. So if they're interested in robotics, if they're interested in science, computer coding, that type, all of that is a part of robotics, learning the mechanics and how to put things together, how to test and retest things, how to work together as a team. All of that is part of what goes on in robotics. It's not just the robot. And we went to a class this Saturday. Three of the robotics team coaches, we went to a class to see. We've got a brand new Lego coach. This is her very first year, so we were getting her some training, and she see a little bit about what it's about and how the Lego program going to work. And our Lego program, we run it from 9 to about 12 years old. They can stay longer. We usually try to take them into the upper grades after that, but from 9 to 12, we put them in the Lego League. The Lego League will be meeting on Saturdays from 12 till 2:30. We usually keep them a couple of hours. We have refreshments for them when they first come in, and we get the kids working on their robotics programs. So, to let you know a little bit about why we get into robots, I've got a couple of videos that I want to show you. And one of them talks about this is not just a robot. So let's check out this video about the Lego League and FIRST Robotics in general. Lego League is a part of FIRST Robotics, so we will check that out and then we will move forward. So let's look at this robot video.
This isn't a robot. It very well may have hydraulic arms, a drivetrain, and a circuit board, but this isn't a robot. This is a lesson in humility, hard work, and collaboration. This is a CrossFit workout for the muscle upstairs. This is an apple for the next generation of Newtons. It's a lot of things, but this isn't a robot. This is a roadmap that leads straight to engineering. This is a rock to shatter 1,000 glass ceilings, a rope to pull a generation up and out of poverty, a sledgehammer to break down cultural barriers, and a universal language spoken in every nation on earth. And because of that, this is a compass that can help point the way to peace. But please, don't think this is just a robot. This is Glastonbury for technology. This is mission control for the next moonshot. This is the Rosetta Stone to help translate the future. This is the sport that will help us win tomorrow. This is the software to program ourselves to cure cancer, build a clean engine, or step foot on Mars. But this isn't a robot. It's a machine to build the people who will change the world.
Forget your expensive electric bills and do this instead. Go solar with Pink Energy and get paid over $2,000 to install the newest generation of solar panels along with a Solar Edge battery for no cost at install if you qualify. And once you have it, your roof is now your own power plant where your home will first use the electricity you generate instead of buying it from your electric company. They call this owning your power. By owning your power, you could potentially save thousands on your electric bills, and you will be protected from the unreliable power grid thanks to the Solar Edge home battery. To find out if your home is eligible for a solar upgrade, just click the link and answer a few simple questions, and in 30 seconds, you will start the process to see how much you could save by going solar. Click the link and thank me later.
Let me see if we can get it to stop. One thing, sometimes you run into these and they don't. There we go. Let me see if we can get it stopped. Yeah, we need the commercial part of it. But yeah, that was talking about a robot, and a robot is definitely what we do, what we work with, and we don't work with it just as a robot, but we work at it for kids to learn a lot of other things, with teamwork, learning how to repeat a step over again. Like it said, there's a bit of humility in there. A lot of times when you're building things, they don't go right. But that's the way it is in life. Sometimes you may try something and it won't go right. It won't be the way you thought it should be. And that's what they learn. That's what the kids learn as they get into robotics, is that sometimes you'll start on something, they'll work on it, and we tell them, hey, it didn't work. You tested it, it didn't work. You have to go back and start again. See if you can find out what went wrong. But working together, kids learn about teamwork. Working with coaches and professionals from industry, they see where it can lead to. They work with people and meet people that are engineers, that are scientists, that are technicians. It's all about learning. It's all about growing. And some kids may never mess with robots again, but it's some of the things that they'll learn in that will carry them for years into the future. So when you think about robots and being on a robotics team, don't think of it as just a robot. As they say at first, is the robot is just the hook to get them in. The rest, they'll learn after they get there. So that's what we want to get kids involved in. So if you want to get your child involved in that would be great. We're doing kids in the Lego League from 9 to 12 years old. You can go online. You can register for the team. You can come to Facebook or tweet us, the Black Family Technology Awareness Association. Ask for information to get your child enrolled. If you'd like to help out on a robot team, we still can use coaches. We still can use mentors to work with the kids. We'd like to have you. We're going to be starting up. September the 12th is coming up real close or real fast. So we want you to come and get involved with us and help us out. We also want you to bring kids, grandkids, nieces, nephews, just a young man or young lady in the neighborhood that you know is involved or likes things, likes to take things apart, likes to work on tinkering with stuff. We need them. Those are the type of people that are just right for the robotics program. Now, when they get past 12, we start them into the VEX robotics. VEX is just another brand of robotics, but they have a robotics competition. The robotics competition program with VEX is where we take our kids from 13 to 18 years old. Now, they play a different game than what they do in Lego, but both of them teach kids about teamwork, teach kids about humility, teach kids how to get along with each other, and how to work together. So those are something that they have in common. Now, in VEX, we've got a new game this year, and I want you to take a look at it. I think I've got a video of it so you can see what the new game is for the VEX. This is for kids 13 and up. They'll play this game this year. See if I can get it started in here. And if I don't have sound problems, which I've been having a ton of, we can maybe get it where they can see it. All right, here goes the VEX.
VRC Spin-Up. VRC Spin-Up is a head-to-head game that is played by two alliances, one red and one blue, made up of two teams each. The primary game objects in VRC Spin-Up are yellow foam discs. Discs are 140 millimeters in diameter and 20 millimeters thick. There are 60 discs total in a spin-up match, 38 that start on the field, 2 preloads per robot, and 7 match loads per alliance. Discs can be scored in the 2 high goals, 1 per alliance, at opposite corners of the field. Each disc scored in a high goal is worth 5 points. However, robots that are aiming for the high goal had better be accurate, because underneath each high goal is a 1-point low goal for the opposing alliance. In addition to launching discs, robots can also spin the 4 rollers mounted to the field perimeter. Rollers are 250 millimeters long and 60 millimeters in diameter. If the area inside of a roller's pointers only shows one color, then that roller is considered owned by that alliance. Each owned roller is worth 10 points. Each match begins with a 15-second autonomous period, where robots operate without input from their drivers. In addition to competing for the autonomous bonus, each alliance also has the opportunity to earn an additional autonomous win point by owning both rollers on their side of the field and scoring at least 2 discs in their high goal. The 1 minute 45-second driver control period begins once the autonomous bonus winner has been determined. During the driver control period, robots can pick up discs from the ground or receive match load discs through the loader. As the clock winds down, it's time for the end game. At the end of the match, alliances will receive a 3-point bonus for each tile their robots are covering. So, during the last 10 seconds of the match, there are no horizontal expansion limits. VRC Spin-Up can also be played in Robot Skills Challenges, where one team competes against the clock, the collegiate level VEX U competition, where teams design 2 robots using advanced materials, and the VEX AI competition, a completely autonomous competition using industry-level machine learning technologies. Plus, there are remote options available for teams who want to compete from home. Check out the game manual or talk to your REC Foundation manager for all the details. Official rules and game information for VRC Spin-Up can be found at roboticseducation.org or vexrobotics.com. To register a team, find events near you, or ask a question on the official Q&A, please visit robotevents.com. Best of luck and have a great season.
All right. So that's the thing that is going on this year. And we hope that you will come down and check us out. We're going to have the kids building a robot that will throw a Frisbee. Yes, that's pretty exciting. So you think that that's not going to be necessarily easy, not something that's going to be a super walk in the park, but they're capable of doing it. And we've got instructors, we've got engineers that will work with them to help them get there. But it is possible, it is doable, and you know, our kids deserve the opportunity to show their skills. So if you want to get your child in robotics and get them to compete 13 to 18 years old, the VEX Robotics program will be starting that next month also. Stay tuned. You can go and enroll now. If you go online, go to our website, www.BFTAA for the Black Family Technology Awareness Association.org. If you go there, in the middle of the page, you'll see a link to enroll your child. You can click on that link. It'll take you to a form that we've got online, and you'll be able to enter your child into the competition. So go there, check it out, see if you want to get involved, and we'd love to have you because that's going to be a fun game. The kids are going to be challenged to make this robot. It's not going to be an easy robot, but that's what it's about, the challenge of building a robot that will throw a Frisbee at a target. So you see them out there playing Frisbee golf. Now they're going to be doing it in a competition with robots. So our kids are capable. Our kids are more than able to compete on those levels. So we want to get them out there in it. And it's not about just doing the robot or just winning a tournament. It's about going to the tournaments, going and competing, seeing what you're up against, seeing what the world is about outside of your little bubble. You know, it's not just your school, and it's not just Kansas City. There'll be competitions, and they'll play with kids that come from Oklahoma, from Omaha, Nebraska, from St. Louis, Missouri, from over in Kansas. All of those teams will come to events that we have, and we're going to have a robotics competition this year. We haven't for a couple of years due to COVID, but we had been having them out at Swope Park. We may see about doing Swope Park again, or if we decide that we need to change to a different location. But we want to bring the VEX robotics competition back to Kansas City. There's a lot of teams that come from Parkville, from north of the river, from south Belton area, all of those that come into Kansas City out to Swope Park to compete in a robotics competition. It's great for all these different kids from a lot of different backgrounds and communities to come together for a robotics competition. So we want you to get your kid involved in that. Be sure and go to the webpage, BFTAA.org. That's BFTAA.org. You can also text us, hit us up on Facebook. You can send it to the radio station at KUAW. Any way you want to get in touch with us to get your child involved in robotics, we're here and we're ready to work with you. We're willing to work with you. So get in touch with us so that we can all work together on this robotics program. We're bringing great things to Kansas City, to the youth of Kansas City, and to the community. It's an uplifting thing to the whole community for our kids to compete in things like this. So get in touch with us and do that. Now that's what we're doing as we're coming up. This is the start of school, so we're getting ready after they've been in school and getting acclimated in that. We'll have you bring them down on Saturday to learn robotics and to work with robotics. We'd also like to let you know that the W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center will be opening back up to the public on September the 12th. September the 12th, there'll be a reopening of the W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center. They've been doing some of their work online and remotely with students right now, where they're helping and giving tests and working with kids in math and reading and science. But the school building itself at 4510 East Lynn will be opening September the 12th. We want you to come in. We want you to be there. W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center has been a part of Kansas City's education, part of the community of Kansas City for more than 45 years. And we want you to come down and be a part of continuing that legacy that was started by Mr. William Grace and Leon Dixon. So come on down September the 12th. Check out W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center as we reopen, as we're doing things, and as we get ready to do more with our kids and our young people. So we want you to stay in touch with us and be sure and jump in there. We can always use volunteers. We can always use some help. Also, I want to let you know to keep listening to KUAW Radio. KUAW Radio is a part of the Black Family Technology Awareness Association. We started this radio station. We were internet. We went FM. We're back to internet. But we're all about bringing information, news, and community talk to the city, along with some blues and some old school music. We've got a lot of different things going on here. But check us out. Yesterday on Jessica Lynn Speaks, she happened to have the Evans family, the ones that were in Lee Summit that were denied the access to the water park, Summit Waves Water Park, for a party that the kids had saved up their money for, two young men, and they wanted to have a birthday party at the Summit Waves. And then when they got there, the people told them, well, no, they felt uncomfortable with them there. But anyway, that family was on KUAW yesterday. If you want to go back and see the interview and hear the young men themselves, look us up on Facebook, on YouTube, the Jessica Lynn Speaks Life. That was the name of the show, Jessica Lynn Speaks Life on KUAW Radio. You can hear that interview with the father and the two boys. So they were there in studio yesterday evening. A couple of fine young men and a great father. I mean, this is a family that is what do I want to say, a real uplifting family just to see them. The mother wasn't there with them. I think she had something else going on, but you could tell that they're being raised right, and that their father is a father that's involved, that's right there with his kids. And it's just kind of heartbreaking to see something like that negative happen to any young people and stuff. But we're going to get on past this, and we're moving. I like the fact that the city of Lee Summit kind of stepped up to say that did not reflect them, that they did not go along with that. And we've got to say about kids being able to have fun in the summertime anywhere that they are, to not be turned away, to not get disappointed like that, because you never know how that sticks with somebody throughout their life. So be sure and check it out. It's an interview that was done yesterday evening. It played live, but we still have it on Facebook and on YouTube. Just go to KUAW Radio on Facebook or YouTube, and you can check it out. Jessica Lynn Speaks Life, and she was interviewing the Evans family, Chris Evans and his two boys. So that's our show for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I say, I was broadcasting from the remote location, but this is still KUAW Radio, Kansas City's global community radio station. We're glad to be a part of your day, and stay tuned. We're going to come up with a replay of one of B. Michael's shows from Shifting Paradigms. He's he wasn't able to make it last Monday because of out-of-town work and job thing. And this week, he wasn't able to get back to kind of make up that time. So he'll be back the first of next month. I hope that's not the holiday, because if it's the holiday, we'll have to go past it. It might be the second Monday in September that he'll be back, because we won't be on Labor Day. But thank you for joining. I hope you enjoy your day. Go through this week. Get your child involved in robotics. We'd love to have them at the Black Family Technology Awareness Association. Also, we're looking into bringing a drone program. We're going to be able to do a program we're looking into. Don't want to give it away yet. We don't know if we got all the pieces together. But we're going to be bringing drones into the city for competition, for learning, for fun. All right. That's all for today. We'll talk to you next week. This is George Walker signing off. Thank you for joining us at the BFTAA and More show on KUAW Radio.